At the end of this activity, the field studies student must be able to achieve the following intended learning outcomes. First, describe the components of learning management plan. Second, explain the importance of learning management plan. Third, identify the best practices in creating effective classroom or remote learning management plan. And lastly, promote behavioral and social and academic success in a structured environment that caters to tolerance, exemplary behavior, and learning.
According to the teacher we have interviewed during our online meeting, a well-structured classroom and learning space has great effect to learning as it sparks learning possibilities to the students. It also establishes learning boundaries among students and teachers. Moreover, it helps the teacher to attend immediately to the needs of his or her students.
Based on the interview we have conducted, establishing rules in the classroom is important because it reminds the students of their limitations. It is one way a teacher can discipline and manage well his or her class. Classroom rules are set to teach the students the proper and safe way to behave and act within the classroom.
The teacher also gave emphasis to scheduling and organizing where she answered, "We usually prepare the class schedule and teacher's load during the preparation for the school academic year. We align the specialization of teachers to the subjects offered. Then we plot the schedule for the intended class. Organizational skills are essential to teachers because this will make the work easier and faster. The organizational skills possessed are time management, good communication skills, goal-driven, and delegation of work or labor."
According to the teacher, strategies vary from teacher to teacher and from learners. The teacher should use applicable strategies depending on the learner's performance and learning style. In this way, the learning will be fun, enjoyable, and effective.
Effective communication skill is relevant to teaching because it is where a teacher can foster safe learning and can help build camaraderie to learners. Through communication, a teacher could encourage discipline and promote safe learning environment for her students.
Yes, we will apply or adapt those practices. We vision on how these practices achieve effective learning in a classroom environment. We see to the data or the results that this addresses the students' needs. There is also a sense of order, getting to know, and there is avoiding of control and judging. That is why we are going to apply or adapt these best practices. Effective teachers set and communicate clear lesson goals to help students understand the success criteria, commit to the learning, and provide the appropriate mix of success and challenges.
Is there a meaningful effect of a well-planned classroom management in achieving a productive study environment? Establishing effective classroom management can affect our students' learning outcomes and can also have an impact on our well-being. It promotes positive interactions between peers and decreases bullying, increases meaningful academic learning, and facilitates social and emotional growth, and creates an environment for students that allows them to learn without distractions. When children are engaged in their lessons, they will be more likely to have successful outcomes in their learning and have a positive experiences in education.
The sets of ideals on classroom or remote learning management plan is to explain the observed facts or phenomena or which sets out the laws and principles of something theory concepts.
Values in or remote learning management plan is to hold students accountable for misbehavior, and remote learning management plan eliminates the need to use these and other stressful and counterproductive methods. Beliefs is like about what we want to learn because we all know that learning is an essential, innate, ongoing, and lifelong process. Beliefs that learners are unique and they are responsible for their own learning. And for the last goals, in remote learning management plan, what need to do to overcome the barriers of place and time. Meet the learners' learning styles or needs of the students and also to improve the efficiency and effectiveness.
The set of criteria and or standards we will set to judge the quality of the classroom or remote learning environment is to define the quality of online learning. We should see the student engagement and motivation wherein focuses on the degree of attention, interest, and optimism that students show when they are learning. Another is reliability. It allows making decisions that improve the lives of the students both academically and socially. Also, the content validity that represents all facets of tasks within the domain being assessed. The term fairness also. The nature of the interaction between instructor and students and encompasses impartiality, respect, concern for students, integrity, and propriety.
Create a sense of order. All learners seek structure and want to know that their teacher is not just only knowledgeable in his or her subject area but also in classroom management. It is the teacher's obligation to establish behavioral and academic standards from the start. The students should always be aware of what is expected of them.
Motivational climate, an essential part of organizing the classroom, involves developing a climate in which teachers encourage students to do their best and to be excited about what they are learning.
Good relationships. Build positive relationships with students and parents starting with the first day of school. Let students get to know you and each other by preparing fun icebreakers.
Address student needs. Remember that students, like adults, have not only physical needs but also important psychological needs for security and order, love and belonging, personal power, and competence, freedom and novelty, and fun.
Employ class-building games and activities. It's essential to create positive relationships with your students, but it's also necessary to build positive relationships among them. Engaging students in non-competitive activities and cooperative learning process is one of the most effective ways to break down cliques in the classroom and allow shy or new students to feel a sense of connection.
Be vulnerable. Being vulnerable fosters trust more quickly than any other strategy. Accepting the responsibility for your mistakes demonstrates that you are only a human being, and it makes you more approachable. It also provides the idea that making mistakes is okay in this environment. That is how we acquire knowledge, and that is how we grow.
Create a quiet and comfortable study space you are about to work, collaborate, and learn. Your environment should be set up for that. Find a location that is free from any distraction by other family members, pets, background noises, or cell phones. Be dressed for school since the virtual classroom is part of the school environment. The same dress code applies. Items such as tank tops, revealing clothing, or shirts with offensive print are inappropriate for class. Be on time. Classes are relatively short and there's generally a lot of material to be covered. Starting on time not only shows respect for your classmates and the teacher, but it also frees up more time to ask questions or linger at time longer on more complicated subjects. To make sure the class can start on time, log in a few minutes before the class begins. If you have issues logging in, it will leave you a bit of time to contact the teacher right away and solve your connection issues. Mute your microphone and turn your camera on virtual classrooms can get noisy really quickly. Mute your microphone to keep the audio channel free or clutter and available to the speaker. Communication is visual. Keep your camera turned on so your classmate and the teacher can read your visual cues. If you need it, you can encourage each other with appropriate response emojis. Avoid distracting backgrounds. Do not drink or eat during class in general. You shouldn't engage in activities that don't contribute to the lesson. Eating and drinking is an obvious example here. Pay attention. Class participation is mandatory. It will count towards your grade. Participation will ensure that the focus of the class is on the lesson and will help keep things organized and engaged. To be able to participate, you need to pay attention and listen so that you can respond appropriately when it's your turn to speak. Don't play with your computer or other devices as mentioned before. You shouldn't engage in activities that don't contribute to the lesson. It's hard to work on a device that offers you a world of distraction and entertainment, but your computer should be entirely dedicated to the lesson at hand. You can properly participate in class and check your social feed at the same time.
Rewarding students encourages and endorses school effort. They lead to improved outcomes for students. Reward systems help motivate students to complete their homework. It's rather shocking that without rewards, students don't complete. Follow through with the consequence as soon as it's clear to your students hasn't completed a task on time or in the way you agreed. The more you delay, the less likely your students will connect his behavior with the consequence.
Planning and preparation. As a future teacher, we should always have concrete understanding about the subject matter. We should make a strategy and figure out how to teach and what to teach. The responsibility of a teacher is to provide materials in such a way that it connects with the learners and that they understand the necessity of learning it. Time management. One of the most significant benefits of time management is that it enables us to be more productive by allowing us to regulate how we spend our time. We can concentrate better on critical tasks, which leads to increased efficiency. To help students maximize their learning opportunities and prioritize their work. Be a role model. Demonstrate to learners how to make sense of the world and how to convey various viewpoints in a peaceful manner. This can serve as a model for students on how to interact with others and how they will actively listen to different perspectives.